Looks like Manny Pacquiao, I want to fight Keith one time versus Keith Thurman are in negotiations. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We working. According to reporter Mike Coppinger, who works with PBC on Fox, he is also on the Fox show Inside the PBC. He released this, so I mean, definitely he's in the know, especially when it comes to Premier Boxing Champions fighters. He also works with Ring TV, I believe. And actually, this is not it, but you can look at this. Pacquiao Thurman, absolutely worthy of a pay-per-view, will easily eclipse 600K buys. Someone said it's a good fight, but not a pay-per-view fight. Listen, I don't know what you guys do for a living, but the only way to grow boxing is to support boxing. And some of y'all act like cheapskates. Like people could buy alcohol, weed, and you know, I talk to females and you guys trick and buy females a bunch of gifts and they don't even like you like that, you know, simp. But then when it comes to spending for boxing and pay-per-views, people act like it's, oh, I'm not paying for that. I mean, how do you expect to keep getting more and more boxing if people are still on the pay-per-view program and they're putting together a reasonable fight or a good fight and then you don't support it? You know, I can understand if it's a pay-per-view that's not good, but anyway, that's just my little rant. Sources: Manny Pacquiao and Keith Thurman, you better not duck me, Thun, are in advanced talks for a pay-per-view welterweight title showdown that's being targeted for July 13th. No deal yet, but it's expected to be completed. Boom. Again, if that's on pay-per-view, I don't see any. See, this is what I'm talking about as it relates to boxing fans, right? Boxing fans will say stuff like, see, that's why it makes me really question who's a true boxing fan and who's like just acting like a hardcore fan. Because again, I could understand if the fight is not really a good fight or something like that, you know, and you just like, oh, I'm not paying for that. But Pacquiao versus Keith Thurman is a good fight. This is what makes me feel like some boxing fans, either they're just woofing and they'll really get it, or they're just publicly saying that to, I don't know, to persuade others to not get it. I don't know. But when Manny Pacquiao was announced to fight Adrian Broner, people said, oh, I'm not paying that. There's Broner. He has no chance. You know, he's flat-footed. I don't want to see that. I'm not paying for that. It's not pay-per-view. Then, you know, people talked about Floyd Mayweather versus Pacquiao too. Oh, the first fight was not exciting. I'm not paying for that. And then now you got two WBA champions, a super champion and a regular. Pacquiao hasn't fought a young, hungry lion who was undefeated like this, like when Mayweather fought Canelo, in some time, you know, And this is, to me, probably the best fight Pacquiao, like on paper. It's probably the best fight that Pacquiao will have had in recent time. You know, this is better than Jesse Vargas and Pacquiao. It's better than, you know, Chris Algieri, Brandon Rios, who was coming off of a Mike Alvarado loss. Right? Better than the Broner fight, because Keith Thurman is a belt holder with a real belt. He has had good performances at welterweight. He has knockout power, and it would be a consolidation of the super and the regular belts. So this will help solidify who's a real champion. So I'm always about that. So a consolidation is similar to a unification. There's too many belts in boxing. You got Pacquiao saying he's a WBA. In my last fight with Lucas Matisse, you know, he's talking about how he's the champion. Keith Thurman is the champion with the super belt, you know, and he was injured forever. So it's a good fight, and like I said, it consolidates who's really champion, so we can get some clarity, you know, at the welterweight division. Because the winner of Pacquiao Thurman, if it comes off, they'll be the champion. You know, then you have Terrence Crawford, WBO champion. You have the IBF champion. right? And you have Sean Porter, who's champion. So, boom. Versus right now, you have all those people champion, and then you have Pacquiao saying he's the WBA regular champion, and then you'll have Keith Thurman saying he's the WBA super champion. So I'm all about it. It's similar to when Gennady Golovkin, super champion, fought regular champion Daniel Jacobs, which was a good fight, and it was a consolidation. So, you usually hear me all for that. And like, unlike, no disrespect to like Jesse Vargas or Chris Algieri, but I like the way Keith Thurman does interviews, and like he speaks eloquently, but he also trash talks at times. Like, yeah, come fight me, boy. Come fight me, boy. I'm one time, KO for life. So I think the buildup will be probably a bit better than, having a Chris Algieri, who, no disrespect to him, he don't really promote trash talk or build excitement like on an all access type thing. They didn't even do an all access, I don't think, with Top Rank. So it's interesting that since Pacquiao has left Top Rank, all these fights that couldn't happen, makes you wonder. All these fights that couldn't or didn't happen with Top Rank are suddenly happening. Adrian Broner, Keith Thurman looks likely. You know what I'm saying? And it looks like they're being made relatively easy. So something to think about. Like, how come Pacquiao couldn't fight? Was it Top Rank, Michael Conks? Now that he has a new advisor and a new network and a new situation, these fights are coming off relatively easy. So I salute Pacquiao, being his age and being a legend in the game already. Take it up. What's this? Shoot the J. Shoot it. Oh shit. Now they act like Pacquiao's finna dunk or something. What is this? Oh man, I thought Pacquiao was gonna shoot buckets or something. But anyway, I like the fight, and salute to Pacquiao being at an advanced age and he going out like a G. If he fights Keith Thurman, I'm not saying that's his last fight or nothing. I'm just saying he's going out. Broner, Keith Thurman, he's like, that's a good start, And if he wins, they're going to talk about Errol Spence, Sean Porter winner and stuff like that. For Pacquiao, maybe Mayweather. That's the only thing that could disrupt it. Mayweather is king, So if Mayweather, if he's like, all right, motherfucker, I'm training. I want to fight Pacquiao. I'm rich, motherfucker. Then obviously I don't see the Keith Thurman fight happening if Pacquiao could fight someone closer to his age and, make more money with Mayweather. So I hope Floyd sits this one out. Like if Pacquiao beats Thurman and then Floyd fights him, that's cool. But I'd rather see Pacquiao versus Thurman at the moment. Because like I said, the Floyd fight's not going anywhere. As long as Pacquiao wins, especially, it's not really going anywhere. Or even if he lost gracefully, if he got knocked out, then that hurts the Mayweather rematch. But I don't know. We got to see how this plays out. But very interesting stuff from Premier Boxing Champs. Unifications, consolidations. They're the top with the welterweights. They have all the welterweights except for Terrence Crawford. So let me know what you guys think. Pacquiao versus Keith Thurman. I think it's a good fight, and I think fans should, pony up and stop being cheap when it comes to reasonable, good fights on pay-per-view. Again, if you really want to grow the sport, whether you like it, whether DAZN's out or anything, like, at the end of the day, this is a reality. In the UFC, they still do pay-per-views too. And I've watched some UFC pay-per-views, and I'm like, damn, that was a bust. I think it was, Rumble Johnson fought somebody, and it just wasn't it. The fight, I'd expected more. Even when Francis Ngannou fought Stipe Miocic, I was like, man, someone's going to sleep. This is a good ass fight. And then you get the pay-per-view, and it wasn't all that. So, pay-per-view is still a reality, despite what anyone like DAZN or anybody else has to say about it. It's a reality, unless UFC, Top Rank, and boxing come together, PBC come together and, you know, say, hey, this ain't working. We all going to, you know, just a streaming app. But as of right now, this is still a reality. So, you know, this is how they bring you these big fights. This has always been the case in boxing. I don't have, like, again, I don't know how much money people make and stuff like that, but $75, I'm anxious to see what some of y'all do for a living, because y'all be on the internet, on my shit, on my channel and shit, on the internet 24/7, but then act like $75 is, you know, murderous, like it's gonna kill your pocketbooks like that. Like, you know, you just can't, you won't be able to eat or feed your kids if you buy this pay-per-view. That's what some of y'all act like. So, you know, maybe spending too much time on the internet and, you know, increase your productivity if $75 is really, you know, killing you no matter when, especially if you have 3 months to save for it or whatever it is till July, you know. So that's just my thoughts. But drop your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure you smash the like button. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego. Sign off.
So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.